All right, welcome to another episode, yet again, of Minneapolis by Night, the vampire venue. As you can tell, I actually have all vampires this time. No mix of miscellaneous oddness going on. Uh, as
Well,
usual,
we definitely have the miscellaneous oddness, but not the same kind you're thinking of.
yes, all
Right,
straight,
right.
normal, all straight vampire venue oddness. We are starting at the sanctuary as usual, because mainly right now, until Jade officially establishes a new area for Elysium, the sanctuary has basically become the political center for all the activity within the Kindred. Mainly because she feels comfortable here. But she will find some other place because a bar is a little too public. Um, Easier to talk business if you don't have to keep kicking the humans out.
That fire alarm gets a lot of use.
Yeah, I really don't want to
Yeah.
use the fire alarm too much. So eventually it'd be like, oops, that roll sucked. So guess what? You actually hit the wrong fire alarm. So now, great. Now we have fire department showing up. Jade is as I'm actually going to have Jade not in the scene for once because I'm going to give Jade a break because my brain needs a break from Jade. Being in certain characters drives me nuts after a while. Bo will be at the bar, however, so he's the seneschal, so he pretty much has the say to be able to do things that are necessary. If anybody absolutely needs Jade, she is just upstairs in the office working on business, so she
Bo's
can
in
be
the
gotten
big
hold of.
seat.
Yeah,
Bo's in
Bo's
the
sitting in
big
the big
seat.
seat because he feels like a dad.
If he kicked up, as usual.
If we're starting in the sanctuary, Marcella would be off in the corner trying to make her phone calls.
Okay.
Which was something she would have done at home, but it's not where she is.
I mean, she can start off at her home and work her way to the
Because
sanctuary.
the phone calls she's making aren't exactly, don't need to be made a public major.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to do it that way, that's fine. I don't care. I'm just starting
She
at least
could
the main scene.
also use one of the side offices.
Yeah, there's more like a meeting area.
Yeah, but her house is more secure in her eyes.
Yeah, and it doesn't have those Bo listening devices. I mean, that you know of, at least.
Okay. So we'll just say if you want, like I said, Holly, she can start off at home making all these phone calls.
Yep.
She'd be paranoid to make in a bar.
Yeah.
During the day, it's not actually during the day, but during this night scene so far, it's not crowded yet. It's still early in the night. I know it's daytime for us, real life, but.
Right.
So.
Well, I guess first and foremost, if I'm doing my stuff at home, the first person I am contacting is God. What's his name? Come on, sheet, load.
I don't know.
Did you say God? Yes. You were calling me?
Shut up.
Sorry, God's busy right now, not existing.
His name isn't Rick, is it?
Sorry, God's busy.
She's going to call Mr. Paulson here.
Okay.
She just wants to know what information he can give her on the missing Giovanni that hasn't been made public knowledge.
What they have found is that his car did end up showing up at the airport. Nobody in it. They checked with all the airlines within the past several days. There have been no flights under his name that have left. So they think his car was planted at the airport. They just don't know exactly what happened. There's no evidence to prove anything.
Okay. Any sign of foul play besides that?
Other than the fact that he has just up and disappeared, with no contact to his wife, no contact to anybody. His company has no idea where he went. The last they knew, he was headed home. Yeah, they don't know exactly what happened. It's just 1 minute he's there, next minute he's gone, and then they find his car at the airport, only because it was reported for being in the long-term parking without, or short-term parking, and it was overdue, and they were getting ready to tow it.
They didn't find anything in the car?
Just his briefcase for work. Other than that, there is nothing. Like, he literally just up and disappeared out of existence. Seems to be a familiar thing in this city right now.
No fingerprints, no hair, nothing.
His fingerprints, any hair they found was his, and maybe his kids, because he uses the car to transport the kids in the flight. Other than that, there's nothing to suspect. There's no other odd DNA or odd fingerprints, hair that doesn't belong in there. Everything they found makes sense for, his life.
Yeah.
They figure if he was kidnapped, he was kidnapped by pros who know what the hell they're fucking doing. And with his business, with the business he was in, which is he was in the construction end of things, it's possible he made some enemies. But right now they're tracking down any possible lead they have.
What are your possible leads?
They're checking any known associates. They're checking because the known associates gave a few construction companies that they've had issues with in the past.
She wants the name of the construction companies.
Okay, I'll get them to you later.
Okay, how many are? Just tell me a number. How many I should be looking into?
Let's see. There's 2 that they've had heated discussions with and heated lawsuits against. So, what the hell? I'll just shoot one construction company I know of for a fact that actually does exist. One company is called Busy Ditch. Busy Ditch.
Okay.
It's actually a company I know because my aunt used to own it. But
Yeah.
and the other one I can't think of right now, so
Okay.
I'll figure it out later. But that's it. Those are the 2 companies they had heated arguments with about construction and stuff and certain zoning areas, stuff like that.
Okay.
They don't see why it would go to a point of kidnapping somebody, but they're not ruling anything out right now, especially considering all these strange, mysterious circumstances involved in this. He was a devoted family man. He cared for his family. He was, a hard worker. He was a fine, upstanding member of the community. Him just disappearing is just nothing suggests that he had any. There's no outstanding gambling debts that they've been able to find yet. They're checking on their shady bookies that they know.
Welcome back. Sorry about that.
Never in.
Welcome back, William. About time.
I'm sorry, I got a phone call from a really close friend of mine who is involved in LWAD. I got a call from Austin. So.
Don't mention that group ever.
I like Austin. Austin's good shit. I only play Chains
I'm just saying mainly that group itself. I had issues with it. Most of the other people, actually most of this group had issues with them.
She's going, if you find anything else out, let me know.
Okay. We'll let you know if we hear anything.
Thanks. And she's going to hang up, and her next business is actually she wants to, I guess she'd want to talk to Marcello, seeing as that's the only one that I have a name for. I
know. I need to get on the other one. Julian Giovanni is the other one. There you go. I gave you a fucking name now.
Hey,
give me a phone.
Gee, Julian, huh? God.
I was watching Kindred the other day, so that name stuck in my head.
Too soon.
Julian Trollolo.
Too soon. Okay.
At least I didn't say Julian Luna. You wouldn't know that.
She's gonna call Marcello and see what he can actually, if he can tell her anything about Marcus and the business. And
Marcello would be able to. Marcello is actually the current Don of the Giovanni within Minneapolis.
okay,
He's the elder of the
because
two.
she's obviously looking into that disappearance.
He would tell you straight up that he was one of the ones selected to become a full-fledged family member.
Understood.
So his disappearance could very well have ties to the kindred aspect of things, but there's right now he has no information. See, I don't know.
So,
I'm not in Hong Kong, so I am in
so
Hong Kong. They don't know if it could be related, but with the disappearance of Sven and his uniqueness, and then the destruction of the rumored destruction of James Crow, there is a lot of.
Wait, what the fuck?
strangeness. What? Did you not hear? Oh yeah, you never pay attention to group chat.
I don't,
I know,
because this weekend I was at home. I pay attention to group chat generally 90% of the time, though.
Oh yeah, sure. Yes, James Crow supposedly died in a car accident. Supposedly, I use the term loosely because right now all they have is a pile of ash that they're currently working on. The Tremere are currently looking into that to see if it's actually his or just someone else's they killed.
Okay.
But right
fun.
now, so he has supposedly met his final death, but even Jade and Bo are questioning whether or not that's true. They honestly think there's a tie between Sven's disappearance and final death that they have now officially confirmed, and James's disappearance.
I have a really interesting question then. Because there's a term for this, and I can't remember what it's called. What is the term for when a prince has two cities as that he's ruling?
Well, you would ask me that.
Yeah, it's one of those like not obsolete, but one of those really rarely used. I think it's like dual presidium or some shit like that.
Something like that. But yeah, well, right now Jade is the acting prince for Minneapolis, and from the way Roy is working his magic in the behind the scenes, it will probably end up being Jade will become a full prince of Minneapolis.
Okay. Well, I need to get a hold of Jade at some point then.
Mainly because having a prince in two cities is always difficult because he can't control both cities all the time. Someone's eventually going to try and take over.
Right.
Unless he has a firm, established basis, which right now, honestly, not enough.
That's fine.
Too soon for that.
Bo is the current acting seneschal.
Yeah, and Bo is acting seneschal, so.
Right.
Roy is also acting temporary harpy, unless he decides he doesn't want that fucking position, which requires a lot of paperwork.
Or he fucks up too much.
Or he fucks up too much, but Jake doesn't see that happening. So.
I like to think he'd fuck up too much.
I do have an underlining question before I forget it.
Go ahead.
She wants to know if there are any quarrels within the family that might be the cause for his disappearance, because that happens sometimes. She knows from firsthand experience.
There are some issues with some other
specifically involving him.
There are some issues with some other city Giovanni that are being problematic. There was someone who was trying to lay claim on Marcus, but someone within Minneapolis had basically set their eyes on, just didn't officially decree the claim. So there are some internal politics there.
Who was it?
Antonio Giovanni from, let's go with Seattle. Why not? I don't know. I may change the city later.
No, that's okay.
Someone who really doesn't matter because he'll never be in the city. So.
Well. Do you know where I can actually find his wife so I can talk to her?
He gives you the address, his home address. Last we know, she was right there, and we keep pretty good track of our living kin.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't heard her relocating, so she should still be there with the kids.
Gotcha. She's pretty much going to be calling Julian and asking the same questions when she's done with Marcello, just because he might know more. Never
Julian
know.
let you in on a secret. Marcello, in the eyes of the rest of the family, Marcello has been a bit of a outsider, for lack of a better term. They don't like some of his thought processes and various dealings.
What kind of dealings? I'm just curious.
Various contracts and stuff within other cities. They think he's a bit of a soft heart when it comes to certain individuals.
Okay. Which individuals?
Ironically, Marcus being one of them.
Okay. So he is certainly...
Would it come down to kidnapping? I don't think so. I don't think even our family would go that far as to kidnap one of our own for this kind of means. I believe it's this is an outside issue. But don't quote me on that. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be the first time, won't be the last. But I do know Marcello is starting to fall out of favor with some of the other family members. So there is a possible talk of a odd form of coup, so to speak.
Odd form of a coup?
Well, we don't usually try and replace dons in cities unless it's absolutely necessary.
I see.
Especially in well-established ones such as Marcello. Some of his mortal contacts, the family fears are pushing boundaries too close to possible discovery. Our plan.
I'm going to mute because you can still talk to me, but I'm going to mute so you don't hear the dog.
No, it's not.
Just thought I'd check. That would be funny, though.
Go ahead,
At this point, can I call Jade and set up a meeting?
Damn, you would have to make me bring in Jade, wouldn't you? Yeah, you can.
Sorry. Jade is my go-to for power in the city. Sorry.
Yeah, she'll start pinning you off the boat now. Because I want more player interaction rather than player ST interaction.
Gotcha, I'm working on that.
I want the players to drive the scenes. I just give you the shit to do.
Set the stage, we act it. Gotcha. What I'm going to do is, after I set up a meeting, I'm going to give Bo the intel on where the meeting is, and
Okay.
I'm going to said meeting. Are there any other court officers that I need to get hold of?
Actually, yes. With a new harpy in town, Jade would tell you that she has made a temporary harpy out of a new kindred within the city. So Roy's going to get a phone call.
What?
You hear it's Jade on the other line. Roy, there is a meeting that a fellow kindred is asking for the political powers that be as acting harpy. That would count you in this mix.
For what? Can we Skype this?
No, we can't Skype this. It is not. This is not something we discuss over unsecure lines such as Skype.
You just called me over the phone and told me we were gonna have a meeting.
Yes, I told you we were going to have a meeting. I didn't tell you what it was about. It's more the details of the meeting.
When do I need to be there?
As soon as you can. If your prior engagements keep you you occupied. Just give me a time when you can be available.
No, it's okay. I was just unloading packets of ammo and guns from my Al-Qaeda friends.
I don't want to know that. Ugh.
I'm joking.
Oh, God, I hope so. I don't want to blood hunt you already, man. You've been so good.
Just verifying, like, Roy, Bo, and Jade are all from Sven's court, right?
Yes. Well,
Okay.
Roy's kind of not really from anybody's court, but he's sided with Jade and...
I didn't side with anybody. I was thrusting this bullshit.
He was thrusting his bullshit by his sire.
Who is from Crow's associates? That's political
the
power for
remaining
there.
Crow's associate that would be in power would be the CEO of the Minnesota Vikings.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna shoot him a text as well, and to do that, I'm gonna get a hold of my harpy to get a hold of him.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I'm gonna shoot him a text. Go, hey, meeting at X location at X time.
Okay.
Discussions of power are needed.
Okay. You get a response. Okay, I'll be there.
He gets a thank you, super flowery, in God's name we trust. May the Lord guide and bless you. Yada
Blah,
yada.
blah, blah. Yeah, okay.
All that good stuff, but
Holy crap.
professionally done. So
Yeah, I gotcha.
God, fucking the Padre would have made an amazing fucking Sabbat member, but that is not his mission. That being said, I'm gonna go to said meeting.
Okay. Jade will give Roy the location of said meeting. Where would he put it? Would he just do Sanctuary? Because they can close it off.
Actually, the Padre, if he's allowed to determine the place, he will determine the church. The church and the room, specifically, that his prior crime.
Vampires walking into a church. Boy, how do I not see this going wrong?
It's the Padre. What do you expect?
True.
They all begrudgingly agree to.
Do you want the list by alphabetical, chronological, or chapter verse?
I mean, the Padre knows his Bible.
So he can provide the chapter verse. I'll provide the alphabetical and the.
Hey, the Padre can claim that he could tell you that he was there and saw it all happen.
Nobody believe no crazy ass.
Okay. Yeah, Jade's like, unfortunately, we're meeting at a church because this is what the kindred in question is asking for. I guess he feels more secure there than within the sanctuary.
I mean, church with basins and holy water and crosses and shit.
Yes. You don't have an issue with crosses, do you?
No. I'm Catholic.
Okay. Okay. Well, then we'll meet you at the church.
Cool.
Yeah.
Padre's sitting behind the desk, the new desk that got brought in. Because God knows that old one was out the window.
Literally.
Yeah.
Well, they're in their meeting. I will just say that Marcella is going to drive to Marianne's house to try to have a chat with her. And I'll mute for now.
Bo is going to send a message to his ghoul, and his ghoul's going to get to the church before he does, to keep an eye on the outside, and he's going to go for the head for the church.
Okay. Oh, here's the fun part, because even though Jade trusts the Padre, she doesn't trust churches.
Yep.
Do we see 3 SUVs again?
Yes, you do. That's
Wait,
why I
what?
think it's funny, because Roy wants to jack one of these SUVs.
So, yeah, the Padre is waiting in his office. The appropriate number of chairs have been brought in. He is sequestering refreshments.
Fucking what? 2 goddamn NPCs in this fucking...
Sorry.
God, I hate
Sorry.
you.
Hey, if I do this right, you'll be able to, fucking let the players run this. If what I'm trying to do works out.
Then I hope what you're trying to do works out, because I'd really love that. Roy, as you pull up to the church, hey, look, there's those rumored SUVs you've been looking for. You see a bunch of gangbangers standing out, leaning against the SUVs.
How y'all doing?
Jesus.
They kind of
Wait.
look at you. What's up?
Wait, are they my gangbangers? Like the
No, they're
gangbangers we?
Jade's gangbangers.
Okay.
The ones you have met, though, the ones who
Okay, yeah, that's
Don't
what I
watch
meant
that
by
one.
my big gangbangers,
Oh.
because I don't actually have gangbangers. However,
Yeah, I was
I
gonna
feel
say.
like we made a connection with those gangbangers.
Gotcha. Yeah, same gangbangers.
Okay, cool.
They're just out front. They're more for security for Jade.
Yep.
Clan.
Bo approaches. He nods to the. He nods to them.
Bo.
Hey guys, what's up?
So, we're here just watching. I won't go there. They just point to the church. That's all y'all. You can have
These are
that.
nice.
Thanks.
Who these belong to?
Us. They look at you.
Y'all, huh?
Uh-huh.
That is good to know. Thank you, dog.
He's new.
It's like 15 gangbangers just hanging out in front of a church. How ironic is this?
I'm like, y'all know, y'all obvious as fuck, right? Y'all just standing in front of the damn.
We're in front of a church. What are they going to say?
They gonna call the police because y'all look like a bad element?
Hey, everybody
enough. We'll
needs
sit in
redemption. Everybody needs redemption. Even
This is
gangbangers.
This is the absolutely best secured church in the city.
Yeah, I'm not worried about my church being blown up. We got gangbangers outside this church. This is the best thing ever.
These are nice.
This is like if fucking the Padre got Underworld or Street Influence.
One of them actually looks at you. If you want, we can get one of our people to hook you up.
Y'all know G-Nice?
Hmm?
Y'all know G-Nice?
No, we're new to the city.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Y'all going to? Please?
They just kind of look.
Y'all know G-Nice. Nah, we're New City. You will. Oh, fuck.
Yeah. Bad thing to do is steal from the gang girl.
Fuck them.
I know, that's Roy's thought process. Alright, Roy, you go into the church.
He drops to the knee. He does what he's supposed to do. He's Catholic.
Oh, cool. Well, you're walking into a Catholic church. Bill, do you want me to run my little cronies in here?
Your what?
My little cronies?
Yeah,
Since
sure.
I'm setting up shop?
Them.
Okay.
Yes, please. Less.
That way you don't have. That way it doesn't bog you down with NPCs.
You already gave me 2 to, and I put myself in the
sorry. But to do what I needed to do, or to do what I'm going to try and do, I needed both. Sorry.
It's not a big deal.
So
I expected it to have everything.
A kid probably 16. No, it's night. A kid looks like he's like 18. You ever seen the movie The Fifth Element?
Yeah.
Yes.
Think the kid from The Fifth Element, like the assistant to the old dude.
Okay.
He's there. He's like, can I help you?
Yeah. Before the meeting. You got to run the meeting?
Do you know who you're looking for?
Let me ask you again. You got to run the meeting? If not, move.
Jade would have given you the name of Cardinal Dante.
Where is he, Cardinal Dante?
Right this way, and he will lead you back behind the big ass crucifix, and he will lead you down a hall to the very end of the hall, and he will knock, and you will hear a Hispanic, or not a Hispanic. Wow, he's not Hispanic. He's Spanish. You'll hear him say, "Come in," and the door will open, and the gentleman will, raise an arm to gesture you to go in. At which point, he will look at the cardinal will nod, he will shut the door, and he will walk back. And that will proceed for everyone who's coming to this meeting.
Yeah. Jade pretty much knows.
Damn Cardinal.
He is dressed in papal robes. He is dressed very much like a cardinal from the church.
The ring, that's what you're supposed to do.
This is my job. It's what I do. I'm a cardinal.
I'm like, Father, Cardinal, I don't know what papers do. I don't care. Let's mark it.
When Bo is let in, he's just going to nod to Dante and have a seat.
Actually, Dante will offer to shake everybody's hand as they're coming in. Because, well, he's not a Tremere. You don't have to worry about your blood being stolen.
Uh-huh.
So, maybe. Depends. Have you broken God's law? No? Okay, you're good.
Oh, yeah?
Technically, they all have.
They all have, but it's kind of like the Boondock Saints. He offers you lesser. He offers and wishes you to partake in lesser forms of filth. So, when everyone has arrived, he will.
Everybody has arrived. I'm just gonna make it quick. Yeah, everybody got there.
Cool. He'll sit down in his chair and kind of place his hands folded over one another on the table, and he'll look over everyone. We all seem to have the same problem here.
Hold tight. I don't have any problem.
He kind of nods and winces at that. Prince is disappearing. Prince is disappearing. Prince is dying. This is a problem.
Prince is gone. Don't worry about it.
This is a problem.
Jade just smiling.
Now,
I don't know. My prince is right there. What's it, Jade?
he'll smile and nod. Now, we're all of different political factions, if you will. And I spoke to both Prince Crow and Prince Sven about this, and this is an issue that I believe we have. Is that we are not a united front. Now, what I'm about to propose is a kind of, it's rather unorthodox given the current circumstances, but I would like to call this meeting because I would like to take a show of hands so we all know where each other stands. I will, should we all agree, I will give up my standing within the domain of Green Bay. I will give it over to my seneschal, and he will take over. I propose, seeing as I have successfully run my city for 5 years now, without incident. He turns to Jade. You trust me. I trust you. I'm asking for your help in this. I'm proposing I claim Praxis, give up my Praxis in Green Bay to shift my attention to here, because it appears that we need
Bo starts
strong.
laughing. Bo just starts laughing.
It appears that we need, and he'll look over at Bo.
You don't see the irony here?
He nods. I do.
A bishop as a prince of a domain? Seriously.
A cardinal, but yes.
Oh, is it cardinal? I'm sorry, I'm not completely up to date on yeah.
I've put in my time. I've become cardinal, yes. He turns back to Jade. What I'm proposing is I claim Praxis, and of course with the support of each and every one of you. And we get the city back in order. I believe we can all set aside our differences and we can find a mutual, agreeable term for all of this. And once we do that, I believe we can focus our attention on the true enemy, the Sabbat, the rebellion. But I believe in order for us to focus on the rebellion, we have to secure ourselves.
I agree. We do need a secure standing, or else we are doomed to fail.
Yep. As soon as you claim autarchic status, we'll let you be prince.
He'll smile and nod to Troy. Well, there's one.
You gonna claim autarchist?
He kind of shakes his head.
Meaning, you gonna not be a Giovanni.
Oh, yeah, no. The Giovanni have been, thus far in my domain, were banned because I find that their business impedes on ours. However, seeing as the current city's relations with the Giovanni, they and I will speak, assuming that this goes over. They and I will speak, and we will work out an arrangement.
Ma'am?
Yes,
Mike.
Roy.
Mind if I speak for a second?
Sure.
All right. Hey, we've not been introduced. I'm the Harpy, Roy.
He'll smile and he'll nod.
Now,
Dante
And I'm
Santiago,
the acting initial.
Dante Santiago Vasquez III.
yeah, that's a
Cardinal
lot.
with the
Look,
color.
Padre, we have ourselves a conundrum, or predicament, if you will. Now, I don't know these fine gentlemen here, but I am aware of the prince, whatever she is. Now, the problem with what you're proposing is it's too much a win over there and a loss over here. Here's why I say that. You belong to an independent group, I believe, with a freaking G on your chest, right? Your bloodline and all that from some kind of weird bunch of folks I never heard of.
He's not
shakes his head.
Giovanni.
No.
Well,
I
not
am the
Giovanni.
clan of keepers.
what the hell's that?
I am true Lasombra, sir.
Yeah, right. Okay, so you know what? They're not Camarilla.
Yes, we are.
Not really.
Yeah.
Some are. He has proven his. I will say the Padre here has proven his connection to the Camarilla more than his
Right.
predecessors may have.
Right.
The Sabat usurpers are tyrants and false claimers of the lineage.
Play a silly game called You're Still a Lasombra.
William,
All the
can you roll me 3 dice, please?
Yeah, sure, why not?
yeah.
No. Other William.
Oh,
3 dice.
you don't trust me to roll? God, I'm insulted.
I can't roll my own dice.
I was gonna say I have to roll his
Okay.
dice too.
Holly
Is busy, I believe.
or Marcus?
She said she could still hear us.
Basically,
3
anybody
dice.
but me, aka.
3 dice, please, Holly.
Just out of curiosity, I want to see others. See, you fucking taking my role. Look at that.
Oh, nice.
But no, you
Well,
wanted something
all
else?
bills go up first, so I'll take them.
Yeah, my dice stream is being dumb.
I'll take the
Google's.
success. One success is really all I need to confirm. Basically, I think to confirm with Lore what he's saying about the Lasombra, right?
There are, I mean, it's with like every clan, they have their factions that are both for and against the same side. Like you have Giovanni anti-tribute, so on and so forth, and Bruja anti-tribute. Lasombra have the exact same thing. Most Lasombra tend to go towards the Sabbat. It's just a natural thing they have for whatever reason.
However, it should be a side note on that lore check that all Lasombra claim that they are the true Lasombra and that the other faction is the usurpers of blood and like heretics.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So it's really hard to say if one Lasombra is telling the truth and the other isn't.
You
But
ever call
but
a
I
Lasombra anti a
know that
Lasombra
there-
anti, and they'll be split their shit.
But I know that there's a string that remains loyal to the Camarilla.
It's questionable. Enough where he's at least. I mean, it's really a case-by-case basis in certain things like that. This particular one that you know of has caused no issue, and from what you are aware of, has had no contact with the Sabbat within the city. Matter of fact, you were in on him questioning someone about Sabbat, and you saw his hatred for, said organization. So, if he's faking it, he's doing one hell of a good job.
Yeah, he's up there Ravno's skill at subterfuge if he's faking it.
Yeah, hardcore actor at that part.
I sorry for the interruption. I just wanted to run the lore roll to see if I knew.
Oh, you're fine.
Please continue.
Roy was complaining about me being Lasombra.
Okay, now, you see, really, it's not how I feel about you personally, Padre. It's how the clan how the city as a whole will feel about one such as running things.
Hell
You
not.
said you want to bring us all together and all that jazz, and that sounds nice and sweet, but I don't believe that your popular opinion is going to be in your favor.
He'll smile and he'll look at him, and he'll again intertwine his fingers in one another, and he'll look directly into his eyes. I'm not in control of what I am. What I am in control of is my own actions, and I believe my actions for this city and my offers to assist and aid in the city's endeavors should speak volumes.
Well, what are you bringing?
What am I bringing? I'm bringing the control of the church. And the control of the church brings the control of hunters. I believe I have the power and force of backing to lock the city down on what it needs. And that is not a threat. That is simply an answer to a question.
It's a whole hell of a lot of a threat to me. But point being, yes, I'm asking what you're bringing to the table for the whole stabilization process. And you say you're bringing an army of God people is your plan?
My plan is this. My plan is to rid the city of the rebellion.
That sounds
After
like
that,
war.
After that, we're always in a war, sir.
Nah,
We've
that's personal.
been in a war since the creation of our organization.
Personal choice, the war.
Roy does have a point, Padre, because we do have kindred that have taken neither side. Roy kind of falls under that category in the most odd sort of way.
He'll nod at this, and he'll look at Jade. And I believe I fall into that stance as well. I believe
Dante, we both fall into the same realm here.
I mean,
We're both respected members of the Camarilla.
Let's make one thing perfectly clear.
18-wheeler going by, sorry.
Yeah.
We're both plans that would normally have about a snowball's chance in hell of becoming prince.
I will make this abundantly clear for those who are unaware. Our clan has officially decreed themselves independent. So if I were to take the throne, it would be an independent-run city. I follow the Camarilla rules because I feel it is beneficial to the continued survival of the kindred as a whole. That is my only reason for following the rules. I will be altering some of them if I were to take power to better give more of the less obvious factions, less obvious groups a chance to thrive. Whereas most cities run by the Camarilla, they are almost non-existent.
And I believe that is where I have a very unique perspective, being a man with the cloth. All life is sacred in God's eyes. All life, even ours.
There's a whole lot of your mortal power and your supernatural power that's going to rub everybody and their mama the wrong way.
You got to admit, your church background may cause issues with a lot of the old school kindred within the city. Unfortunately, this is a more dominated by some of the older kindred.
There's a reason they separated church and state in the first place.
What I'm asking for is your backing. I have nothing but the best of intentions for the city.
I don't doubt that for a minute, but it's getting everybody else to believe it, which will be the problem.
Actually, buddy, you can help. Yes, sir, he can, Miss Jade.
I'm listening, Roy.
I have a proposition, if you would. Now, the issue is bipartisanship. Only having one option means you're only going to pick one person. See what I'm saying?
I do.
Well, you got yourself this fellow here who wants to run things his way. Got you want to run things your way. But in reality, y'all two are working together. Let's have ourselves a fine damn election.
basically a one-sided election that ends up with everybody benefiting one way or the other.
That's all I'm saying.
It's actually a good move. Let them think they have a choice, when in reality they don't have a choice, because those of us sitting here in this room right now are really the ones controlling the
strings.
I really
Very
seriously,
strategical of you, Roy. That's impressive.
I just want to point out that most people are going to realize it's not going. It's not going to work. No offense,
Mr. Doughton, Mustafa.
no offense, Padre. But and again, I repeat, we are both extremely respected members of the Camarilla. However, again, we both belong to clans that have, like I said, a snowball's chance in hell of ever gaining the support necessary to become a prince.
Well, let's see.
How you did previously, I applaud you, and I'm somewhat surprised. But
He shakes his head and he lists 15 cities stateside that are currently run by La Sombra.
You all mistaken.
For the Camarilla.
Yes.
Jade nods at that. Yeah, that's a confirmed thing.
My point being,
Fuck.
La Sombra are, honestly, once people get past the whole La Sombra are typically Sabat, La Sombra are typically viewed as just as capable of ruling as any Vindru.
How the fuck are the Ravnos not running things?
because they're idiots.
Ravnos too, actually, I don't think I've seen a single Ravnos.
Week of Nightmares. Week of Nightmares is why Ravnos aren't.
Jade looks, and actually, if you want to be technical,
I'm perfectly and absolutely sane and quite a respectable member of the Camarilla with substantial status.
I'm just informing. You asked, I simply was informing.
Jade looks, and if you really want to be technical, one of the most powerful cities that all Kindred can agree on is run by a Kaden.
See, the reason I want this election thing to happen ain't because I give a toss about choice and all that. It's because I want to bring the enemy out. See, they already went after who was in charge. Well, if there's two people, they got to split their decision, split their power.
And their faction paid the price for that. I thought of that myself.
We don't know that.
We don't know how many they have within the city. We only have guesstimates and possibilities. The problem is, we've never gotten a confirmed number of exactly how many Sabat are in the city.
It's a public thing where there's two people going at each other's throat, trying to make maneuvers in order to make themselves the prince. Then they're going to have to go in the direction of one of them or both of them. Hell, which means they're going to get fucked.
Yeah, if they go in the direction of both of us, even in a best case scenario, and they have enough to take the city, they're still going to have to divide their forces to come at both of us. So either way, we're decreasing their numbers that we can deal with.
Now you two would both be stalking horses, but you would all both be bringing to bear the power that you had. You'd be able to focus, but you'd also be communicating with each other.
Roy's plan does have merit. I mean, as we said, yeah, we would have, since we are already in agreement on many aspects, all they're doing is agreeing to the same way of thinking, they're just not aware of it. Like Roy said, if they only have one choice, they're only going to go with one choice because they kind of feel obligated because there is no other alternative. But with a secondary option, it gives them the belief that they have another way.
It's all about perception.
Yeah, or a belief that they have someone else they can try and corrupt. They already know, and forgive me for saying this, as she looks at James Crow's, I forget his name, I'll remember in a second, James Crow's second. But forgive me for saying this, but you guys already know that swaying my judgment would basically require my final death. He nods at that.
In essence,
can I get 3 dice, please?
Yes, I'm done.
Wait. I've got an idea.
Look at the rolls, man. I'm doing good.
Awesome. you do realize that the way the Sabat think, numbers is not an issue for them. They'll come at us with a shit ton at any point in time they wish to. They'll just, what do they call it? Pulls out a notepad. Shut
Shovelheads.
Shovelhead, a whole shit ton of people, and come at us with a wave of individuals,
You know what that
as
takes?
opposed.
That's
with
we can see.
yeah, but with our various contacts, we should be able to see that long before it happens.
It doesn't have. It can be
Worst
done. It can be done in minutes.
Worst comes to worst, when that happens, I will lock down the city.
You're doing
He
a whole
looked at Jade.
I mean, either one of us can immediately lock down the city, and we could have full control.
Can I say something here?
Sure, go ahead.
Seems to me like you, Bo, you got a hard on for these Sabat guys. Like how
Me?
awesome they are.
Bo.
Oh, Bob.
No, I just happen to have spent some time studying their tactics from victims, and happen to know how they would come at us.
Yeah, they're gonna come at us with bodies.
Yeah,
That's what they're gonna come at us with. Well,
However,
a lot of them that can be gained in a very short period of time.
yes, but
can I
that's
point out,
see.
shovelheads are typically mass embraced, not taught anything, and released. Now, those are numbers that we can sway to our side. And at this point, he turns to James Crow's right-hand guy.
Let me find his name so we don't have to keep saying that.
Okay.
I'm just pointing out that I'm not necessarily disagreeing with anything anybody is saying. I'm just putting up the opposing points that will be raised.
So we strap up. Go to the mattresses. Prepare for war.
Like he turns to Roy. What family do you hail from?
Excuse me.
Who are you talking to?
What do you
Roy.
mean?
Like, what
I'm
bloodline?
from down south in north.
Jade looks at you, Roy. He's asking what clan you are.
Oh, that's kind of personal, ain't it?
I'm
you know what
asking
clan he
for
is.
that.
You know what clan I am.
I'm a child of Urakel.
Can I get some intelligence on this shit?
Mainly because the player's like, what?
Mainly because the player had a dirt moment.
It's okay, we all have to.
Yeah, actually, a character, what clan is that?
Torador.
Sorry?
Torador.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Okay.
fuck.
With your guys' backgrounds, you would know it. I'm not gonna make it roll for something as simple as that. I mean, it's a very rarely used term, but
Bill.
for those backgrounds, you would. Yes.
Oh, by the way, appearance
Bill,
for
look at my
otherworldly
character
specialization.
Huh?
Appearance
Look at
for
my character
otherworldly
sheet.
specialization.
I'm not looking at character sheets. I'm looking at characters. By the way, the right hand for Sven, I'm sorry, is not the CEO of the Minnesota Vikings. He is the CEO of Excel Energies. His name is Ben Fowke, Fowke, and he looks like an older gentleman. But okay, that was
Gotcha.
ST fuck up.
What I'm doing at this point is I'm looking at Jade, nodding, and looking at Mr. Fowke. Mr. Fowke, given the current circumstances of the city, I believe we all want peace amongst our political faction. What I'm asking for from you is you to put me in that power void for you. And he looks at Jade. This will allow you to continue your business, me to take over that power void, that power vacuum, if you will. And it will allow us to all come together under one united front.
Jade looks over. Both things have merit. She looks at Ben. We have had our disagreements. I know full well how you stand. You know full well how I stand. We could go on and on about this. Roy's plan does also give everybody a chance. I know you probably won't like it because basically you're subverting your allies, your friends that you've made within your little group. But let's face it, it comes down to the whole fact of if we don't provide a united front shortly, we are doomed to lose any standing we have. Because let's make no mistake about it, the rebellion is not going to sit on their fucking ass and let us continue forward what we're doing. They were more than happy to let Sven and James fight it out politically because it kept turmoil going. If what we suggest actually happened, the possibility that it would draw them out more increases dramatically. Think about it. If we hold an election to establish a prince, which hasn't been done in many years as of to date, if we hold an election, give everybody the perception of choice, as Roy put it, then it will draw the Sabbat, aka the rebellion, into the forefront in order to handle this, because that means there is now a united front. They're not going to want that. The more divided we are, the easier we are to overthrow. Ben nods. I don't know. I hear myself perfectly fine. Am I going robotic for everyone else?
No, you're good.
You're legit for me.
Okay, so just you, Ian. It doesn't like you, apparently.
Dante will look at Ben. If we don't do this, the city will fall into rebellion hands. And he looks at Jake. No offense to anyone in here, and at this point he scans the room. But I will not let that happen at any cost, including my own life.
Bo holds up a hand.
Yes, Bo.
What do you bring to the table? If you think you can accurately do this, I want to know what you bring to the table.
What I bring to the table are
forget the church for the moment.
What I bring to the table are years of experience in ruling a city. What I bring to the table are years of loyalty to the organization of the Camarilla. What I bring to the table are allies.
Okay. What else do you bring? Because I virtually, with maybe the exception of the running of the city, I don't know some of these other people's experiences. I see loyalty and years of service, loyal service to the Camarilla. I'm sure between me and Jade, we could probably curl your toes on the years that we've spent loyal to the Camarilla.
I bring direct contact to the Camarilla Council and the Alisters.
Jade actually looks surprised at that.
I bring direct contact to the Justicariat. And he will, at this point, take out a phone, and he will scroll down, pull up a name, and turn the phone around so that everyone can read it. The name on there is Davis Halstead. Anyone want to roll Camarilla lore? Cam lore intelligence.
3 dice, please.
You want me doing it?
Yeah, sure.
Hey, the dice have been good so far. And look at that, they're still going good.
Hey, as it shows up, he's the fucking Red Alistair.
Hey, Bill.
Yes.
You know the specifics on my character sheet. Have me and him crossed paths over the years?
Probably not. You're not on the red list.
If you're not on the red list, you would not cross paths with him. You would know who he is because everybody in the Camarilla would know who he is.
No, I don't.
If he shows up in the city, someone's in trouble.
I don't mean like cross paths like that. I mean like cross paths at like a function or something.
Where have you been working out of?
Europe,
Minneapolis.
Well, he's doomed in Minneapolis, but he's normally out of Europe.
Probably not. Probably not, honestly. Like, he functions mostly out of North America and sends the other Alistairs overseas.
Okay.
So, you bring a number one killer to the party, huh?
What's up, Marcus?
That's the best way to put it, Roy, is yes, he brings, but that is a highly powerful figure within the Camarilla.
You know what that is? It's a hammer. Everybody looks like a nail.
And she nods. In a sense, that's basically what it is. But as long as you're not on the red list, you will never have to fear him.
Yes,
Dante looks at Roy. it's not so much a hammer. Well, it is a hammer, but I'm not bringing the hammer down. What I'm saying is, you asked what I bring to the table. I bring the ability to bring the hammer down on the nail.
Not really. We ain't on the red list.
No,
That's
but
his job,
let's just say he owes me.
So you're gonna make the dude who kills the people on the red list come down to the devil came down to Georgia for a second. And you can take out anybody you tell him to because you asked him to.
No. What I can do is simply, if things get haywire, get in touch with him, he can send a Justicar, and so on and so forth, at which point we have, for lack of a better term, a bazooka to blow up a fly.
You got one guy who goes up in town, don't nobody like, and everybody decides that he's a bad guy. So now you're threatening war on people. You're not really bringing anything to the table other than war. We already got.
He shakes his head. I'm not. This is not a threat. I was asked what I could do. I'm showing you. These are my allies.
Dude, do you know what the Harper's job is to do? Let me tell you what my job is to do. My job is to be concerned with the popular opinion of the assemblage of the kindred that are in this domain.
Yep.
You start talking about a guy who, when your number one thing is, well, I got this bazooka I can shoot at people if you want to, but he only listens to me. So just saying.
No, what he said was he could call in a favor. Is what he's saying is he could call in a favor if it came down to it.
But that's what I'm saying.
That's kind of like calling down a nuke on your own position.
I'm
not at all.
Danger close. All I'm saying is, look, from the perception of the assemblage of kindred, let's say I'm a termagant. I'm sitting on the council, right?
Mm-hmm.
I got the prince here, and I've decided that I don't like one of his practices. My only option is to try and take the prince out before he decides to use said nuke. That's my one move. That's all I got. Because your thing is, I bring this to the table. You're going to make that known because you're going to want that prevalent. Hey, I got this. That's what I bring. Man asked you what you could bring to the table, and the first thing came out of your mouth. The first thing's going to come out of your mouth when you bring it to the Persian Council. You know what they're going to think? I can't do anything against this guy. It's now a dictatorship. I got nothing. At least with Jade, I can negotiate.
He does have a valid point. I mean, admittingly, yes, I understand where you're coming from, Dante, where you say, you can call in a favor if needed. But as Roy just said, from the perception of every other kindred within the city, whether they're on Ben's side, whether they're on our side, they're going to see it as, if that name is brought up as an ally of yours, you automatically already put people on a defensive. I mean, okay. I would hope you would not bring it up in our election process. And
but he did. He just that's the go-to move. He just said it.
To Bo,
he shakes his head.
This is a personal conversation that I don't think most of this information is going to be let out to the general public of Kindred, because honestly, let's be honest, we don't need them to know this. If they know that we're playing, if they know that basically we're going to be puppeteers and they're just going to be the puppets, they're not going to take too kindly of that. I mean, it is eventually going to happen, and they may accept it in other terms. But if we come right out and say, "Look, we're throwing an election, but really both sides are working for the same goal,"
that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying on his side. The thing is, we're trying to make this look genuine. We're trying to make we're trying to make you two try and get elected by the people. That's the choice.
Mm-hmm.
Have strengths that don't require. We're trying to create an atmosphere of togetherness. This is what you said, right?
Yes.
Okay, if you want to create an atmosphere of togetherness, you got to give the people, you got to give the kindred themselves something they either don't have, or something they don't know they want or need, or something they do know they need. Well, you're bringing
up to God that this whole process doesn't drive every other kindred beside those in this room into the arms of another one.
What they need,
which is another, which is.
I
mean somebody else stepping up from the group, grabbing up the popular vote while the two of you play fight over the position.
What I'm saying is, and he turns to Roy, I dropped the name simply because, and he turns to Jade, have I ever spoken of this ally before?
Never heard of him until right now, actually.
He takes the phone, he puts it up. turns back to Roy. I'm simply saying I bring security because I believe Mr. Roosevelt said it best. The walk quietly and carry a big stick.
I believe that Roy said that's a crock of shit.
Okay.
As you
Believe
learned, Dante,
Kennedy.
Roy is my unique conscience in some aspects.
He nods.
You're
I
shitting
believe
your
Kennedy
mouth.
said it best as well. With the best offense or best defense is a good offense.
You're shitting in my mouth and calling it a Sunday. I'm not talking.
We're already half on the offense as it is.
We're not talking about, okay, this whole thing, the whole point is to bring the kindred together. We get to show them, that's what you said, right? That's
Yeah.
the platform that you're on.
Yes.
Jay's the platform of, hey, I'm not a douchebag. So both of you guys have your different platforms, and you're going to have the different people going towards you. But in the end, you discussed already how the city's going to be run. Jade's already all but said, hey, I think you're a good idea. You already think Jade's a good idea. That's awesome. So either one of you guys win the election, city doesn't suck anymore, and everybody got a chance to vote. How is this a bad plan?
So
Like I said, we just hope that nobody else steps up from that we're not foreseeing and fucks the entire plan over.
The only other
Okay.
person that's going to show up is going to be somebody, and that's the great thing about this. Like I said, it's going to be a move that's made.
Yeah, no matter.
okay.
How
I
about
believe
we
the
actually
question is what I bring.
How
to the
about we
table.
actually confirm that there is no actual prince left in the city before we go and make plans on there being a new prince?
Nope.
We don't know Crow is dead.
We don't care if
This is
he's
true. He
Ben goes,
kind of
well, I
winces
care a
at that
bit.
and looks at Roy. I believe that's a little insensitive.
No, we don't care. We have to act as if he's dead, even if he ain't.
Ah, I see.
It makes sense. I mean, any normal. I mean, even in even in corporations, when their head is cut off, they don't sit around and just wiggle. They work on getting a new head almost as soon as possible. Even if that head is just missing for a time, they can't wait for the head to return. They have to make action, or else they are going to go under. This is exactly what Roy's saying.
You want in the background, search for all the nooks and crannies for these two dead sons of bitches. You go right ahead. What I want to do is make sure the city fucking works. So that because the vampires that are walking around needing to drink blood every night give two shits about the dead motherfuckers. They care about trying to eat the next day. They need somebody up there running things.
Dante looks at Bo. To answer your question directly, I believe that at this point, fancy words and wowing people is failing. So, to be very direct, what I bring to the city is security.
How many different ways can you say I'm running things with fear? How many different ways can you say that?
He shakes his head. No. Fear is what I bring into my victims, not my allies.
Victims, constituents, same thing.
No, I've seen how he treats his victims. There's a big difference.
But remember, Roy is trying to speak from the perspective of the rest of the kindred within the city who have not seen personal experiences with the Padre in question. So
I
it would
am
come
not
down
disagreeing
to what
with it.
I know. I'm just saying, but what it would come down to is our platforms, even though we are behind the scenes both on the exact same page as to unifying the city, we have to have some kind of differences. Whether he comes up with it now or whether he comes up with it when it comes time to hold the election, so to speak, he's going to have to try and sway people to his point of view while I'm trying to sway people to mine. Now, admittingly, again, behind the scenes, we are all on the same page. All of us in this room, I think, agreement, even Ben here, I'm pretty sure we're not in agreement, that we were all on the same page that this city needs to be united.
Okay, I'm just telling you, I do not necessarily disagree with anything that's been said in this room. I'm just bringing up every single point that needs to be brought up and slapped in people's faces before we can decide on anything.
Sure, we can.
And you're right. You're right. If an election does happen, it is a possibility that we could draw out a kindred who has remained in the background and kept his ass quiet, or his or her ass quiet, until the time is right. But again, at the same time, sorry, I was waiting on that. But at the same time, as Roy also said, no matter what, even though we were kind of focused on the purely Sabbat aspect of bringing them out, this would bring out any adversaries we have within the city. Anyone who seeks to usurp the peace and unity that we're trying to provide. So no matter what, all our enemies are more than likely to be revealed with this little election than it would be in any other way. You
There's
throw up
no
one prince.
better way for us to win all around.
Yes. If you throw up one prince, obviously they're only going to focus on that one prince. Yes, that's cool in a way because then we can let them focus on one person, have some security to keep that person safe, while the rest of us are going behind the scenes doing things. But if you give them two different directions, you make them split their forces, no matter how big it is or how quickly they can mobilize. With the connections between all of us in this room, we pretty much already have the city on lock. People can't sneeze without us knowing about it, at least kindred-wise. So the Sabbat, if they wanted to bring in all the shovelheads they want, how the fuck are they going to get them in here?
They
We
don't
run the
have to
railways,
bring them in.
rerun the airports,
Oh my
rerun.
God. They don't have
We
to
run
bring
the
them
highways.
in. They don't
They
have to
have to-
bring them in. They
So
are
they
here in
create
the
'em.
city as we speak. They can start. They can go out into a frat house and go, "Hey, everybody, come to a party we're throwing," and change them all there.
Okay, and
They do
Bo,
not
they
have
can
to
do
bring
that.
people
They can
out
do
of
that
the
at
city.
any point in time right now. So whether
Yes,
we're
they
holding an election or not doesn't mean jack and shit at that point. If they're going to do it, they're going to do it whether we're holding an election or whether we're, up on a throne. They're going to do it no matter what. If they wanted to do it that way. So far, the Sabbat's reactions to everything we've done has been behind the scenes and subtle. Something like that is a little too obvious.
So it would be taking out two princes.
But we can't confirm that the Sabbat were behind it. We have no idea who was behind it right at this point.
We have pretty good circumstantial evidence on them being involved in one of them.
What evidence
took-
exactly? Here's the catch. What
I
evidence do we
took
exactly do we
the
have? Other
axe
than
from I took the axe from the Sabbat member I killed.
okay, that doesn't mean anything. He could be working alone. We all know the Sabbat like to run their own things anyways. Well,
Yes, Carlisle is really working alone. You remember that name, don't you, Dante?
Yes.
I mean, you got to think of it this way.
Carlisle is dead, Dante. I saw to it myself. I took the axe from
Good.
him.
Good.
For them to make a blatantly open move like that leads me to believe that they didn't give a shit about him, which means to them he was expendable.
A pawn.
And if nothing else, that should make you more terrified of who might actually be behind the scenes. If they're willing to throw away somebody who's been a figurehead within the city for a while, or at least a unknown but known figurehead within the city, who is really running the things there?
I'm just waiting for the draw out that I've created. I'm hoping that the other names attached to the Carlisle name will be drawn out with our very stunningly open attack on him and destruction of him. We didn't hide in any fashion the assault that went on. They're going to come. They're going to come.
Oh.
Somebody's going to come for that.
Why?
Whether it be his
Oh,
child.
I believe what we're all getting at this point is we've killed the dog. Now what about the master?
Pretty much. That's what we're boiling down to. I don't see them taking it to the extreme until they absolutely feel it's necessary.
Look,
Like any good chess master, they moved their pawn. Their pawn got taken. They don't seem to be too worried about it, or else they would have almost immediately responded.
all I'm saying is this: you old guys are going to make whatever decision you want. I'll back you. I really don't got no choice. You've done the types of things that I've seen work.
I mean, he does have a point. We have to go by the perception of every other kindred. We may be the powerhouses within the society in the city, but as we all can remember, and a good story to tell is the fall of Cain. He was taken out by his own children. So, being the most powerful being in existence don't mean shit if you're outnumbered.
Very well.
Or outwitted in his case. I mean, I do personally think we should have an election, give them a choice, or at least the perception of a choice. If nothing else, that should draw out most of our, if it doesn't draw out the Sabbat, at least draw out those who may be vying for power in their own unique way. We can determine whether they're enemies later on down the road.
I just want to point out one little problem. While your concept of making them split their forces between two also is a double-edged knife in the fact that it'll drive our resources thinner and thinner to cross two.
Well, no, they won't. We're only using the resources we already got anyway, so we ain't really splitting shit.
Yeah.
Exactly. Which is why this is a much more united front than has previously been seen recently.
Yeah, because, Ben is right here. He's basically the figurehead for James's movement. So we could have Ben say support Dante here, while, as what everybody expects, the rest of Sven's people back me. It wouldn't be a surprise. Now, admittingly, we're all on the same page about getting the city unified, so, again, either way, it's win-win for everybody in this situation. But as long as it looks like they have a choice as to who to pick, whether they pick, Dante's side or whether they pick my side, it really doesn't matter. It ultimately boils down to, as Roy said, we're using the same resources and abilities we already have. They're going to be using the same resources and abilities they already have. If they have to split those forces, whether it be Sabbat or whether it be the people who haven't spoken up in one way, shape, or form, no matter what, they only have so many resources within the city they can call upon because we have our own to even the playing field. With this amount of backing in this room right here, we have more, I'm assuming we have more resources amongst all of us sitting in this room than they would. Now, admittingly, I could be wrong in assuming that, but, if we don't do something soon,
I agree.
We're going to fail. So we need to do something now and act now, even if it is the election process.
I agree. I've had to put out the concerns that I'm sure I've just spanned pretty much the concerns of probably at least 50 to 60% of, and we lost Will.
Oh, there you go.
There we go. And I'll start over again. I agree with everything that's said.
Yes, we're going to have issues.
Hold on. Let's wait for Will to come back.
Now Will's having issues. That figures.
Like I say, Bo agrees with everything. He's just been giving basically the okay. I agree with everything that's been said. I have felt the need to give all arguments and all concerns that I could think of. That covers probably at least 50 to 60% of what the population might come up with.
And that's true. But ultimately it comes down to during the election process, we may have questions come up that we didn't think of right now. Admittingly, this is kind of spur of the moment meeting, so, we may go out later and go, oh fuck, why didn't I think of that? But as long as we are working on trying to counteract every possible question that may come up by any of the kindred within the city, or even going to them personally and going, okay, here's what we found out. There's going to be an election between two of what we believe are the most powerful beings within the city. Padre and Jade. What do we can always, God damn it, William, you're driving me nuts.
Just pointing out that I think my points have covered the biggest concerns that would probably come up that I can think of right now.
All right. Well, tell you what. How about we all take a quick break because William's having issues, and I really need to go to the bathroom. So I'll be right back.
No,
So we'll
you're
all
not
take a quick
allowed, Bill. You're not allowed.
Too bad. Be right back.
They really need to put a pause.
Huh?
Don't you think?
No, not really. I think it's cool. It works. I just turn off shit. No,
Bo agrees with everything that's said. Like I was saying, he's just playing the devil's advocate, bringing up what needs to be brought up.
not really my concern. Roy doesn't really give two shits about what Roy doesn't give two shits about what he said, and Roy didn't give two shits about what you said. The only people that matter in this room right now are that dude across the table and the desk and the chick in the white t-shirt. You guys hired me to worry about popular opinion and critique popular opinion. That's all I'm speaking on. I ain't speaking on shit else.
Yep. Well, what he's been bringing up should be partially what you should be bringing up too.
You want to be a negative reinforcer? Cool. I want to be a positive reinforcer about what they can do, not what they can't. Be negative. I don't give a fuck.
Well, it's the smart way to that. There's a person that's being the positive reinforcer, and there's somebody that's pointing out the negative side, so that we're prepared for all aspects.
You sit in a room and talk about what you can't do, or you can sit in a room and talk about what you can do. You want to sit in a room and talk about what you can't do? Have a party.
All right, I'm back. 20 pounds later. I see William is still missing in action. Awesome. Well, Holly, you there? Or you're still away from the keyboard? Guess she's still away from the keyboard.
I think we horned in on her thing. I think she wanted to do all her stuff so she could do it and get it over with. Feel bad.
Yeah, this was kind of unexpected. I just kind of threw it together.
Well, I mean,
she'll yell at me later, so it's all good.
Yeah, this is. I mean, I don't even know if this is the point, but this is from my character's perspective, what I'm doing. So.
Yeah, and that's fine. I mean, you're doing exactly what have your character doing. That's, I'm not arguing with any of this. I mean, this is good, actual role playing going on. Discussions, stuff like that, and this all, the fact that they're doing it behind all the other kindred's back is well typical for vampire society.
Bo's just sitting here going, I got the status, I've got the age, I got the potency. Would it be worth going? Throwing in my hat.
I mean, ultimately, it could be a four-way. It doesn't really matter as long as they think they have choices. That's all that matters. Like Marcus's character said. It's the perception. The fact that they believe they have choices is what's going to make them feel better. Everybody in the room is on the same page as to the city need to be united. I think Ben will begrudgingly accept whoever takes power, mainly because he really doesn't have a choice, and honestly.
Well, you guys are figuring this shit out. We got to prepare a war party and send them out to try to clear out some of these fucking Sabbat members.
Problem is, no one knows where they're at.
Yeah, idea.
I mean, you're talking.
And apparently, somebody just volunteered. They ran right out.
I mean, you're talking about declaring all the possibility of an all-out war between Sabbat and Camarilla. Doing that,
you already
definitely
pointed out that we already are at all-out war with the Sabbat, and we already are at all war.
As you said, they could easily go into a frat party and make a bunch of shovelheads, which they could do at any point in time. But doing that would instigate them into doing it. Just if for no other reason to have the
So you're saying we shouldn't do anything?
Nobody said that. You did. What we should do is shore up.
It's a full game of chess. Basically, what you're doing is you're trying to protect your key pieces. Pawns will come and go. Unfortunately, it's what happens. I mean, Vampire is a whole game of chess, and you have to play it just right. You're not, I mean, you have to make sure that, when it comes to fighting your adversaries, you know your enemies. Right now,
Yes,
no one
but
knows
if
anything
we
about your enemies other than that they're Sabat, which doesn't say jack and shit.
but if we sit here and do nothing but protect you two while doing this vote and not do anything, they could just sit back and continue to gather strength. If we're not doing something visibly to go out and push them, then
Well, that's what the
they are
whole
gaining
idea of
an
the
upper
election
hand.
is.
Just sitting back and electing a new individual and not dealing with problems.
You know what they do when they have an election, when they want to show themselves that they have strength? One of the most common things they do, they get out of town muscle, shore up their numbers, make calls out, part of the normal process.
Mm-hmm.
And a show of strength, which a war party would be.
Show of strength just means you're going out willy-nilly with some pistols. That don't make no damn sense. Don't make no sense in the street. Don't make no sense here. We don't know who we're shooting.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about willy-nilly.
You know exactly where to go and shoot somebody. Exactly who.
The problem is, no one does. Not even Jade does.
No. Bo has he started something. You want to
I've got a lead.
and go follow it and bring us back some proof.
He tosses the notepad down on the desk. Two of the addresses are recognizable. The third one isn't.
Right now, all we have is mere conjecture as to who it can be. Like I said, it may not even be Sabat behind it. It could be, just some other kindred who wanted those two princes out of the way in order to try and secure their power. If that's the case, we'll find out with this election. Because they're going to drop their name in the hat to have a chance at it.
The question is really simple. What were they doing that somebody wanted them to not do?
I didn't know them well enough to really make a conjecture on that.
Exactly. None of us do. You know what we can do? We can find that out while we're having this awesome election. Smoke screen. People, come on. What it is. We can show up. We can do investigations. We can gather resources. All under the guise of trying to show strength for the election.
Roy has a point. I mean, that's basically what it would look like, is us just, gathering strength for the election for each side. When all we're really doing is trying to find out what really is going on. Because we're all in agreement, no matter who gets elected, it's going to be in the benefit of the city. Period.
No matter who gets the job, it's not going to be some kind of devil went down in Georgia type of situation. All we want to do is make sure the city's still in one piece. Start sending people out there shooting. We got this whole thing called the, masquerade. We'd like to keep it going. So let's not go and start a freaking war. They want a war, they can come to us with one.
Why would we give up territory?
Exactly. We hold what we got.
We hold what we have and we bottleneck them into where we want them.
We change the playing field. We bring them to us. They want to fight. They can come to us and fight. Why go to them? Don't let them.
I think they've already been coming to us.
No, they haven't. They had a little skirmish. You threw hands with a bitch and you won.
And they took out a prince.
Took out a prince that wasn't doing jack and shit no way, and we still got Jade. What do they got?
They took out Sven. Don't speak ill of Sven.
He dead, right?
He's not speaking ill. He's just merely stating a fact. He's not speaking ill. He's just merely stating fact. Sven, as far as we know, has met final death.
There's no longer a factor in our plans, is what he is. I deal with them now. He ain't here now. These people are. Get with the program, buddy.
I mean, ultimately, this is what we're going to have to do. We're going to have to throw up an election, let them do whatever. If somebody else gets thrown into the ring, that's somebody we can investigate, because maybe they're the actual one who's behind, the death of Sven and the possible death of James Crow.
Anybody who doesn't back you or William, or what's his name? Dante.
Dante.
Is guess what they are? They're suspect.
Exactly.
Anybody who decides to move against them as they try to come to Pricks is a suspect. Any strange happenings, anything out of the ordinary for this city that happens while the election goes on will be considered part of the election. And if a third party begins doing those things, then we know that that's where the bad guy is.
I mean, right now we just, like I said, right now we just have conjecture that it is the spot. What if we're wrong and it's not the spot?
Right now we do the smoothest thing in the universe. You two go ahead and have your election, but in the interim, the Primogen Council runs things. In the interim, both of you guys say, I'm not gonna be the final word. Let the people who are in charge of their different clans run the city. We'll be part of the council until the election is over. You get to see everybody's moves there. Nobody's making any decisions outside the meeting. We have a scheduled meeting.
Jade.
He actually has a. That actually is a valid idea.
I believe he's right. If we just sit back, watch the Primogen, because the Primogen are the most. I hate to say this, but the Primogen are the most suspect.
Exactly. They have the most to gain from both princes being gone. With them out of the picture, and maybe they assumed we would do just this course of action. Allow them to take control. If we allow them to take control, we will find who our enemies are. No doubt in my mind.
If you want to do it in the meanest way, there's a nuclear option that Phineas used to always talk about. Phineas always said that when your city is in peril, when you don't know what to do, when everybody's talking out the side of their neck and being a whiny son of a bitch, you make this one hard call that every prince or interim prince or Primogen Council has the right to do. You ask for them. Them we don't speak of.
Yeah, I really don't want to make that call.
Make the call. They show up. We don't have no problems.
But we also have no say either.
Sounds like we don't have no say as it is right now.
True.
The decision has not been made. You guys are all sitting around like a bunch of doubting Mustafa's talking about what we can't do.
He's talking about calling a Justicar or something like that.
Not calling them. I said scorched earth is what I said.
Scorching the earth and leaving the city is not an option.
No, he's not. He's not talking about destroying the city. He's talking about bringing in a powerful figure who can.
There's only one figure that everybody has to listen to. Just her. I don't want to do it. Matter of fact, I hope we don't have to do it. I'm just saying it's an option. But what I would prefer is we have a weekly meeting of the Primogen Council. Mandatory. They're running things. You two get to sit in because you're the guys that are about to be elected. You get to sit in. You get a say.
But not only that, I would represent the gang. Well, I'd have to be impartial, so we'd have to elect someone as the Primogen for the gangrel, because officially that would be my status.
What? Ain't nobody ever said that. Who said that?
I mean, it would make things easier. That way, I'd find out if I have any turncoats within my clan.
I'm just saying.
I mean, that way I could say I was impartial, and since I'm the one that has the possibility of becoming prince, I don't want to, it doesn't really matter. Fuck it.
You take any L's you want. I'm just saying. Primogen Council meeting, they show up, they have their little talky talks, all their little back alley deals stop becoming back alley, and anybody says that they don't want to do it, suspect.
That's a good point.
I'm shoring up. I'm gonna be honest. I'm shoring up defenses as we speak. You show up to where I stay at, you're catching a hot one. Friend or foe, anybody. My guy's got heat sensors. Your body's below 70 degrees, you're getting shot. Just a warning.
All right, so we declare an election process, and then we say, for the interim, the Primogen Council has power over the city. Can we all sit in agreement on that?
Yeah.
Problem with that.
I'm listening. We might as well bring it all
There's
up. Bring
members
everything up.
there's members of the Camarilla in this city that do not belong to the what did they used to call them? Oh yeah, the pillar clans. Thus, do not have representation on the on a standard Primogen council.
We'll make a non-standard one.
This city right now is so non-standard, it doesn't really fucking matter. We will have everybody who is in a position of authority within the clan show up for this Primogen meeting. How about we leave it at that? That doesn't leave any clan out. That means independents, everybody has a chance to have their say. Doesn't mean we have to listen to any side in particular.
Come out the cold. They're gonna come in. They're gonna come in talking their gang, and you guys get to suss out what you want to do. My thing is this: popular opinion. That's what I'm here to talk about. That's it. What I'm saying is the people, the kindred that are here in this city, need to feel a certain type of way. You guys need to engender a certain type of atmosphere. As a matter of fact, the two of you need to revel in your differences in style. Not only that, you need to decide what you're going to say, what happens when you do get elected, what things that you are going to change, and you two have to know it. You two have to discuss that. What you're going to do that's different in the end. Because one of you is going to win. We don't know who it is. But there are certain things that need to be ironclad that are going to be in the city. Certain points that you guys are going to leave as the bedrock of the foundation of Minneapolis. And then we write those some bitches down. We have them. We issue a decree. We make it law. You stop being non-standard, but there's no reason to not be informal. You want to be down, you got to pay the price. You got to pay the price. And that's what this ironclad would be. Essentially a contract between the prince and the people of the city. Rights and responsibilities. Yeah, there's the standard list. Everybody knows those. But what about for this city? We give them something to hold on to, something real that we're going to enforce.
It makes a lot of sense. I mean, if any kindred within the city, no matter what clan they are, if they want to feel safe in this city, they're going to want some kind of say. If they feel they get a chance to have that kind of say, it's going to make them more secure and more worried about the city. So they will, in a sense, by default, be assisting us in uniting the city. It ultimately boils down to that.
Anybody that says no has got a problem with it. There's something wrong with that some bitch.
Yeah, that is definitely somebody that will be on our radar. Someone we will take notes at the meetings of those who, even if they don't say anything, if they sit wrong, if they look wrong. I mean, we're all good at judging people. All we have to do is pay careful attention to everybody within the room and see which one seems to be not speaking up as much, or which one seems to be more vocal about their disapproval of one thing or another.
With the added benefit of ain't nobody gonna blow up a room there, compadres in.
Yeah, so I got yelled at because okay. I got yelled at, just so you guys know, just fair warning.
Sorry.
All good. Holly knows this happens all the time, so it's all good. I just told her to blame you later, William. It's all William's fault. He brought it up.
I'm sorry. My fault.
She had to she's going to step out and get a shower. We'll just do her scene separately in a little bit, which is fine. I got time. So. Well, we are going to have to end this soon because I have to get shortly. So.
You listen to the two of them and go, well, what's it going to be?
I say we run the election, let the Primogens have their say, or at least, what they would classify as their Primogen. I mean, each clan is subject to declare who they want to be their leader. And let the chips fall where they may right there. We'll find out who's benefiting the city and who just wants it destroyed. It's really simple.
I'll leak out to the room mill the two names.
Well, Dante will turn to Ben Fox and be like, If there's no objection, I would like to step in as interim for your illustrious organization. That way we still have control of both organizations.
He nods. I can agree to that. I mean, I have my business to run, so I prefer not to have to run the business and try and run the organization. I was just merely assisting James with his activities. We can discuss in detail later how, what else we can assist with.
Very well.
That and James was a clan member, so. And then it's settled. Dante takes the interim position for James, and I will take the interim position for Sven, and we'll let the election go where it may, and we'll find out our enemies. I truly think we got a lot accomplished today, thanks to everybody here in agreement. I think it would have been a little bit more different if not everybody was. We all realize we have problems. We all realize that there are probably people we don't know yet who have yet to make a name or play within the city. All we can do is try and draw them out in whatever way, in whatever way possible we can. And I see, I agree with Roy. This is the best way to do it. Nobody in disagreement? Sounds good to me then. Well, it's good seeing y'all. Let's get the hell out of here before people start to suspect like we're all having some kind of weird orgy with, just one female.
I'm pretty sure that was last week's rumor.
Oh yeah, probably. Well, it could be this week's too, because the podcast.
Checks his notebook. Oh yeah, see.
Oh yeah, okay.
A lot of waste blood on that.
All right. Well then, I say we call this impromptu meeting adjourned. We all get to work on the various sides and our stances on policies. I think, like Roy said, we should have some differences so that way it doesn't look like we're both obviously out for the same thing. We have to have some differences. Whatever works. But, Dante and I can, discuss those differences at another time. So as not to take everybody else's precious time up of investigating what, missing the missing prince and the presumed dead prince. Jade stands up. Lots, everybody. I'm getting out of here. I got things I gotta do to get ready. Elections. Even in mortal society. She walks out.
Bo follows her after a short bow. Jade?
Yes.
I'd like to gain girl's permission to do something.
What are you gonna do?
I'd like to move into Sven's place for the time being. See if I can fortify it. Give us a fortification.
Well, knowing Sven as way as I did, he probably already has it fortified, but I'm sure he can. I'm sure it wouldn't mind an upgrading. He was very picky about technology. So
I plan on creating a, unlike what they might say about the Sabbat, I'm far more weary about them, and I think with the axe in their possession, I think they were far more in depth in up to their necks in Sven's death.
And that's quite possible. Don't misunderstand. I truly believe that the Sabbat were probably behind it, seeing as that it was a Sabbat member who had it. But we can't confirm that that's the case. And even if we were on speaking terms with the Sabbat, which we can be if they ever decide to come back in, do you think they're really going to tell us? I mean, if it was part of their plan to be shady and fucking underhanded and, give up one of their, what we thought was one of their more powerful allies, then, they're going to do what they're going to do. But yes, are the Sabbat involved? I have no doubts about it, but that's just my belief. We have nothing to prove that it is. If we can prove it, more power to it.
I want the Gangrel's permission to turn his place into a command center for war.
I can tell you, as the leader of the gang group right now, I have no problems with it. I mean, it's too gaudy for my taste. I like the more low-key stuff. So, but I don't think the other gang girl will disagree, and I'm sure they'll assist you in whatever means they can. I mean, we don't have many. We don't have many within the city, but you know, I mean, aside from, she points to the 3 trucks still sitting out there. Aside from them, who are just on loan, so to speak.
I strangely don't think they would particularly have a problem.
They do like to get back to their city.
Alright, I'm going to move in ASAP.
Okay.
Alright, and he runs off.
Jay takes off. 3 trucks take off. Roy, I assume you take off to go do your business.
I do.
Okay. William, what are you gonna, or what is Dante gonna be doing?
Filing paperwork.
So much paperwork. This is why Jade does not want to be friends. She hates being, paperwork. All right. Well, then I will call this scene at an end. I will be available again probably after about 2:30 or so. So if anybody wants to do anything after that, I will be available. But for now, I will be unavailable. So
like 2 hours.
Yeah, in about 2 hours, I should be good to go.
Okay.
So, but I will message in the group when I'm fully ready. Other than that, okay. Other than that, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. As you can see, Vampire is truly starting to stick up to its political nature and backstabbing. Stay tuned for more. Good night.